I'm not really into fandoms because I'm not really a big fan of circle jerking. So, for example, right, I really like the first Last of Us game. In fact, there are a lot of games that I like. However, the problem with a lot of fandoms regarding games that I like, for example, is that they have this worship mentality. If you give out an unpopular opinion, those fandoms will take it as heresy or something like that. And I'm just not really a big fan of cult worship mentality. You know, I'm also just not a big fan of samey, safe, normie opinions. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but for me personally, I just think that having samey, normie opinions is very boring. I'm just not a big fan of circle jerking. That's why I kind of encourage my comment section to be, more. I was going to say moronic, but I meant to say chaotic. I prefer my comment section to be more chaotic, like people insulting one another or disagreeing with another. Like, I just can't really stand circle jerking. It's boring. I'm just not a big fan of safe discussion, at least online. In real life, I can understand, but on the internet, nah. That's just boring. Honestly, I'm in some Facebook groups that are dedicated to fandoms, but it's mostly for shit posting, and I barely even use those nowadays because Facebook censorship has gotten even more strict. And ever since not really interacting with fandoms, I've been way more happy, and it's been way easier for me to enjoy media. You know, um, yeah. I thought I had some more stuff to say, but overall, I just don't like fandoms. I just don't. And it gets so boring hearing people regurgitate the same opinions over and over and over again. I understand why. There's a psychological evolutionary reason as to why humans like to regurgitate the same safe opinions over and over again. I get it. I even do that sometimes too. But my goodness, it gets so boring for me, and I don't know why I'm like this. You know, I and uh, I thought I had something else to say, but no, never mind. Overall, yeah, I just don't like fandoms, and all fandoms are problematic. Uh, all of them are horrible. Some fandoms are objectively worse than others, but I mean, at the end of the day, one venomous snake is still venomous. Like one snake might be more venomous, but at the end of the day, you don't want to handle a venomous snake. But even then, at least venomous snakes contribute to society by getting rid of pests and rats. Fandoms, they don't really contribute anything to society except for, I don't know, LARPing and bitching online.